Well, go ahead and take your Bible and get it ready in Esther chapter number 4, verse number 16, because I think this encapsulates the decision that Esther needed to make. That was the hero that we covered yesterday, so this is our Sunday morning recap. And what I wanted you to zero in on is what kind of devotion, what kind of dedication does it take when our moment arrives? I think everybody has such a time as this moment that moment doesn't necessarily define us, but what we decide to do in that moment really is an image of all that we have invested in the Lord's invested in us from the time we were saved until the moment that we obey his command. So listen to chapter number 4, verse number 16 as I read it to you, because I think you're gonna understand this a little bit better from the passage. Verse number 16, this is Esther speaking. She's telling people, here's what we got to do. I need some help with this. And this is verse number 16, go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan the palace, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. So it's the 24-hour period she's talking about. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. And so what we have here is Esther has been entered into the queen contest. She becomes the new queen of Persia. And so she has this opportunity to stop Haman and his plot to kill all the Jews. She has an opportunity here. What's interesting about the book of Esther is it never says God's name. It never even refers to God in any way, but it really displays how even when maybe you don't know this, but the book of Esther is written during a time where Israel is under the discipline of the Lord for their terrible departure from him. They had abandoned God, worshipped other idols, and really all these false gods had turned their hearts, and they became a very savage people. And God was disciplining them and allowing another country to be in charge of them so that they would learn a valuable lesson about honoring the Lord. And so even when we're in discipline, God is doing stuff. Even when it feels like he's distant, not speaking to us, all those things, his fingerprints can be seen if we're still willing to walk in obedience. Well, Esther was walking in obedience. Her father figure, Mordecai, who's really her cousin, encourages her, and she says, fast, because I'm going to go to the king, and I'm going to ask for help in this matter. And I just want you to catch this part, that what happens with her isn't isolated. Esther isn't the only person that's been asked of the Lord to do something specific. Every single believer has a contribution to make to God's kingdom, not to being a good person that is a good person at work and lives your life to build yourself a fortune. I know lots of people that use God to build their fortune. They say all the right things, thinking that because they said all the right things and tell everybody the right things, that somehow that covers for really not having a relationship with the Lord other than when it's convenient. Esther was trying to live for the Lord. And what I want to encourage you with Esther's life is that she was faced with a decision that could end all of her opportunities if she does it. But if she doesn't do it, it could end the opportunities for thousands of people. We need to remember that people around us need us to be courageous for the Lord. And so I hope that helps. Hope that encourages you. Read the book of Esther and you'll see what I mean. Have a great day.